Hey everyone, Mobius Y here with a video. I know I've been quiet the last little while here. So I had this board game show up at my address. I ordered it a few weeks ago off of eBay, and I thought, you know what, I've been pretty quiet on the content front, so just for something to do something kind of fun and different, I'm gonna make an unboxing video of this game. It's called Empire of the Stars. It is from Crosscut Games and was designed by a man named Adam West. No, not the same Batman Adam West that I'm sure we're all familiar with. So I figured I'd open this up and we'll take a look at the contents. I have not opened this yet. I simply took it out of the packaging that it came with. So I set up my mic and my webcam in an extremely haphazard way, which I'm hoping doesn't mess things up. And I've got things kind of tilted weird, but I still figured, hey, let's go through this and see what we can do. So this is the deluxe version of the game, Empire of the Stars, which comes with an additional set of components and whatnot for a fifth player, as well as these metal currency coins, which look pretty cool. They're kind of heavy. They're probably about the three or four of the total 8 pounds of the package, but we'll get to those later. So opening it up, these look like some extra rivets. This is the rule book for the main game. It is not very long. It's only about, well, it's right there, 15 pages total. There should be stuff on the back here as well. So a whopping 16 pages. Very short rule book. It gets right to the point and gives you some examples. Helps you learn how to play. The solo Empire rule book here, I think, is only about 4 pages. It pretty much just opens up, shows you how to play the game solo, and that's about it. I will be playing around with this because I have no friends and will play that mode a lot. Okay, so taking a look in here, ooh, there's a lot more rivets. I think I know what these are for. There's quite a few of these. We've got another little bag of 3 of these. They probably pair with this stuff. That should be for the 5th player. And then you've got all this stuff here too. These must be from the base game. So all these little rivets, those will come in handy later. Here's the metal scepter that gets passed around the table, indicating which player is. It's kind of their choice that round for which role they chose. So this is another space-themed 4X game. I'm a bit of a sucker for space-themed 4X games, both video games and board games. These are all the player boards. The top one is actually the one for the 5th player, the white one. I don't know if you can see it on my webcam there, but there is 5 of them, and they're double-sided. So this little staging area here is indented where you put your ships when you build them, and then over here are these indentations. These are your resource trackers. You gain resources and then spend them to build ships and purchase technologies that you get throughout the game. So that looks pretty cool. Those are actually tightly wrapped, so that'll be interesting to pull apart. We got a little baggie here. These look like the resource cubes that go in the resource trackers on the right side of the player board here. So you put these cubes in the recessed areas and then move them up as you gain resources, move them down as you lose or spend resources. There's also a big clear plastic cylinder in here that's called the monolith. You move that around on the main board to indicate which role you're selecting when the scepter is passed to you. Here's another bag with 3 more resource tracker cubes. That's so that there's enough for a 5th player. All right, let's see what we got here in this. This must be the ships. Yep, this is the ships. Nice plastic insert that they got set up for this. They decided to go with that to kind of help protect the ships while they were in transit, and I think it did the job just fine. Let's try and take a look here. This is extremely awkward, the way I've got this set up and the way I'm kind of sitting right now. So these ships, they're not very, very big, but they still have a lot of detail on them. Like I have pretty long fingers, and this is a dreadnought, which is the largest ship that you can build. This is a dreadnought for green, and despite them being the size they are, they're still very well detailed. There's all sorts of little nooks and nubs and stuff like that all over them, and I wager all of them are designed like that. You can maybe see there's a peg hole in the bottom there. That's for the dreadnought stands. The dreadnought ships, the really big dreadnoughts, get a little peg hole in the bottom so you can put them on a stand. This is a cruiser, a green cruiser. You can see, again, it's pretty well detailed. It has all sorts of little nubs, little things all over it. I don't want to go too crazy showing off these ships, otherwise this video will be insanely long. And then we have little green fighters right here in the bag. These are quite small. Whew. Really small, but that's a green fighter. Very small ship. I am pulling them off. I am pulling things off to the side. I'm trying to get a better look at it myself, but you know, I need to remind myself. I have all the time in the world to look at this off camera. Here's the purple ships. They went with an interesting choice. Usually people go red, yellow, green, and blue for like the four main colors for 4-player games. But instead of blue, they went with purple for this game, which is quite interesting. This is the purple dreadnought, wedge-shaped. It's got kind of, you know, racing spoiler on the back, which is kind of cool. And then on the underside, you can see it's pretty smooth on the underside. Still lots of detail on there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool given the size of these things. Let's see if I can get slightly large. Get some smaller ships. Oh, there's a fighter. Take a look at that. Here is a purple fighter. Very, very small. And very obvious that this is a small fighter ship. And let's see if I can get a purple cruiser out. No, here's one. There we go. I'm deathly afraid of these things being fairly fragile, but I don't know. I got a bad feeling that I need to kind of try to be careful a little bit, because I could probably, the little kind of things sticking out the front of this thing, I could probably snap those off just by, you know, grabbing it and going like that with my fingers. So I don't think they'll break accidentally, but you know, it wouldn't take much effort to intentionally break them. You know what I mean? So it's a little disconcerting, but that's okay. That's because I worry about pointless crap like that all the time. All right, we've got yellow here. I've found one of the 2 dreadnoughts, one of the 4 cruisers, and a fighter already. This is a yellow. Ooh, there she goes. Where'd you go? It fell right underneath the mic. All right, so this is a yellow fighter. Again, you can see pretty well detailed. I doubt my webcam. This thing is friggin' like 9 years old by this point. I doubt my webcam is really picking up on all those little details, but they're there. And then we've got the yellow cruiser. There's a big-ass booster rocket kind of thingy on the back. Taking a look at this thing here. And then we've got, again, the big bad boy, the yellow dreadnought. That's the bottom, because there's the peg hole on the bottom. She's pretty chonky. I am still quite impressed with these little ships. The other 4X space game that I have from Robert Burt Games called The Silver River, I've had it for over 2 years now. And it's a fantastic game, but my biggest gripe is that the components ain't that great. I can understand why the ship, quote-unquote, miniatures are the way they are. It's because they have to have a visible number on the bottom to keep track of which fleet is which. And, you know, it's really tough to make little minis like this in order to accommodate for that, of course. Man, this one is this is really thin. I don't know if you can tell, but these are the red fighters. Very small. Again, as usual. These are the red cruisers. They're not very big. Like, this thing's about the size of maybe a toonie on the outside. Canadian watchers will know what the hell that is. It's our biggest coin. If you're not from Canada, it's our biggest coin. It's a $2 coin. These are the red dreadnoughts. That's the bottom with the peg hole. Still pretty cool, though. Definitely not... I don't think these are minis that you would want to, like, pull out and kind of, you know, have a kid moment and start playing with them, because these fighters are really small. And I say that, like... what would be a good comparison? They're about the size of, like, a 2x1 Lego brick. Almost. Like, just about smaller. That's a white fighter. This is the 5th player components. Lots of details on this one because it's so weirdly shaped. And then we've got the white dreadnought. Might as well show that off because this is the next one that I pulled out. It's very easy to make these look bigger in pictures and in video and whatnot. I assure you they are not very big. Like this thing is, you know, smaller than my pinky finger. So, and even though I have big fingers, that's pretty small. Now let's get a white cruiser. This is a white cruiser. You can see all the little nubs and stuff. It's a very cylindrical, kind of weird shape, but that's cool. That is very neat how they managed to come up with very unique and different designs for each of the 5 different colors of ships. That is very cool. That's one thing about, honestly, Twilight Imperium that I found kind of odd. I can understand why all the ship designs look the same, but it is definitely more, like, there's more board appeal, I think. There's more visual appeal when they all look different. Okay, so here we've got the stands for the Dreadnought ships. There's little stands in there with the pegs to stick in the bottom of the ship so that they stand up when they're on the board. It just gives them more board presence. That's the plastic insert. I'm sure nobody wants to look at that. Okay, we got cards here. I would love to open these up and start going through some of them, but this is extremely awkward. These are actually quite a bit smaller than I thought they would be. I'm going to have to compare them to some of the card sizes for the Silver River. These ones here in my left hand, on the left side of the camera, these are the player powers. They're definitely bigger than the ones on my right hand. The ones on my right hand are technologies. And let's see if I can get these on the camera. The player powers are noticeably a little bit bigger so that you can differentiate between the two. Definitely, but not by much, like maybe a half a centimeter on the sides, and only a couple millimeters lengthwise. And these square cards, these are the story cards. You can add these to the game, but they're mostly for the solo game. The cool thing about Empire of the Stars that really caught my attention was that these technologies, there's 75 of them, and every single one of them is unique. All 75 of them are unique. The Silver River has about 17 technologies per player, and they're all the same. Each player can get the same technologies. It does simplify things technology-wise. So, like, you know, more unique technologies does lead to more complications, but I think that's still a cool kind of little feature about the game. Maybe that will draw people's attention. Okay, now, the bottom half of the board is where all the bloody weight is from. Oh, man. I don't want to get too crazy here. You know what? I'm just going to flip that around. Yeah, see, these are all in punch boards, and I just punched a couple things out. So these pieces here are for making your throne. It's a little thing that you use for scoring stuff. Whenever you accomplish certain things, you put these are what are called your colony tokens. At certain points, you put your colony tokens in your throne. There's also some galaxy tokens that you can win and score those in your throne as well. And you can see here at the bottom where my right hand is, this is the combat dial. And these are the 3 dials for the combat that you put in the combat dial and hold it in with those black rivets that we saw earlier as soon as I opened the box. And this is the white player's homeworld tile. So these are all components for the white player. And this is more components for the yellow player, their combat tile, their homeworld tile, and their colony tokens. You can see even the symbols for their colonies and star bases are different. That's what these are. These colony tokens are actually double-sided. This side is these are the colonies, and then on the other side, I'm being really careful. These pop out very easily. This side is your star bases. You can upgrade your colonies to star bases, and then build ships at those, add ships to those star bases. Now this is for the red player, or orange. It's a very orangey kind of red. The ships are pretty red, but these are a lot more orange than red. Colony tokens, throne, homeworld tile, etc., etc. As you can see, the homeworld tiles are largely the same, just aside from the starbase symbol. And then this is for the purple player. Same stuff. Stuff for the combat tile, colony tokens, homeworld tile. So that was 5 punch boards, and I think there's another 6, I think. So we open this one up. We have a bunch of exploration tiles. These you put on the board. These ones are actually planets that produce resources. You put them on the board during an Explorer round. If somebody picks Explorer, people take turns placing these on the board. These white ones are galaxy tokens. These are extra things that you can score in your throne to earn more points for the end of the game. And then we've got, these are the Edicts, which determine how somebody can score an extra galaxy token when the scepter gets passed to the Emperor. And then we've got credit tokens here. That's what the green stuff is on the right-hand side. I gotta say, like, I'm really looking forward to getting this to the table for game night. I'm looking forward to it. One thing I forgot to mention is that this weirdly kind of chevron-shaped token here, that's a market tile. It is used for producing resources during a certain round, the steward round. And then on the back side, there's a couple credits that you can get as a bonus if you pick the merchant round. So it does two things. You can pick which resource you want to produce. When it's on this side, you can produce this resource. And then when it's on this side and you take merchant, you get some extra credits for that. And then the resources are from steward. Okay, so that's two of those. Here's number 3. And there actually is more exploration tiles in here. These are just blank because they're supposed to be empty space. So we have more edicts here as well. The edicts, what those do is when the metal scepter over here is passed to the Emperor, and one player is Emperor at all times. When that scepter gets passed to the Emperor, all players have to score one of their colony tokens that they have on their player board. And then, like it says here, ergotocracy, the player with the most resources scores 1 galaxy token. So that's one of these white, really bright white tokens. So everybody scores 1 token, which is 1 point, but the person that actually accomplishes this edict scores an extra point by scoring a galaxy token in their throne. So you can earn extra points that way by being Emperor and setting the edict to something that benefits you. That was punch board number 3 for the resources and explorer boards, explorer tiles and credit things. This is punch board number 4. These are wormhole tiles. These are more planets. These ones don't produce resources. We got asteroid fields here that affect the movement of your ships. So 4 punch boards of that stuff, and then at the very bottom is the actual board. What the heck is this? I don't know what this is. It's a little plastic nub. Actually, I think it's cardboard. Doesn't matter. Anyways, oh, there's 2 of them. There's another one that you can't quite see. Oh, there we go. There's a bunch of them. Here they're coming up. Daisies. I just bumped the thingy that's holding my camera. That might have messed it up. This is the player board. I don't really want to fold it out because it's big. And I'm worried about bumping all this stuff. This is like I said, this is very haphazardly set up. Ooh, and I just bumped the thing holding the camera. So what goes on? This is the player board. You can't quite see it all. I'll see if I can get it in the camera. You can see most of it here. So in the middle is where you have the 7 rolls. You move that big plastic cylinder, the monolith, onto one of these rolls. When the scepter is passed to you, you take the monolith, move it to the roll, and then everybody gets a turn at that roll. So, for example, somebody picks Explorer. Everybody places some of those planet tiles or exploration tiles on the board. Somebody picks Scientist. Everybody gets a turn to get a new technology and buy a new technology with their resources. Somebody picks Merchant, they get bonus credits, and everybody gets a turn to buy and sell resources depending on the market price here in this portion of the board. And then the cool thing about this is, I saw this in a video, the board's actually double-sided. Look at that. So you got a different shaped galaxy on this side of the board too. Still plays the same, but now with the roll selector being over here, it's a lot quicker and easier for players to kind of get at each other towards the middle of the board and start actually attacking each other. Anyways, this has been going on long enough. There's going to be a longer video than I was hoping to make it. Hopefully I didn't bump things around too much and mess things up. Ooh, I think I just tore that a little bit. Oops. But yeah, this was kind of fun. I forgot to mention these are the metal coins. They come with the Emperor's edition, excuse me. These coins are just a replacement for these green cardboard credit tokens, so these coins just kind of replace them. Pretty cool thing to add into there. And of course, components for a 5th player, the white ships, the white player board, etc., etc. Extra homeworld tile, all that good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to getting this on the board during game night, and hopefully this video doesn't suck too much. I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you would like to see more occasional kind of vlog things like this, do let me know. I did back the Stellaris Infinite Legacy board game, and if you'd like to see me do an unboxing of that down the road whenever that turns up, that's going to be a much longer video because it looks like it's a lot of stuff, and it's like 3 boxes with the 2 expansions. So if you enjoyed this and wouldn't mind seeing another one sometime down the road, do let me know in the comments. If you didn't like this at all, that's fine. I wagered, if not the sound, then at the very least the video quality is complete ass. Which is that, and you don't want to see me do this again, which is completely understandable. I will not be upset over that. But yeah, that's it for now, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Mobius Wise signing off. Peace.